Welcome to Aman Jaiswal's YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about the oldest question in digital photography, which is which file format should we use during photography, RAW or JPEG? Let us break it down super and simple to understand the difference between the two and which one you should use. What's the RAW file format? Just as the name suggests, RAW is one in which the information of the photograph is saved without any processing or compression. When we take a photograph, a lot of information about the photograph such as hue, color, saturation, exposure and highlights passes through the lens and falls onto the sensor. The sensor captures all the data, stores it on a memory card without processing or compression. This is done in the RAW format. This means no in-camera processing is done for white balance, hue, tone and sharpening. Those values are retained as an instruction in the file. You can change the instructions as many times as you like without ever disturbing the original image raw data. Another benefit of the RAW file is it retains 14-bit data. This results in the image with far greater tonal range than the 8-bit JPEG or TIFF file. That is why the RAW file format is a much larger file. It is 10 to 15 times larger than the JPEG file. So you need more space on your memory card while taking photographs. All this data, when it's saved, it is very useful to edit and color correct your photograph. Many cameras have their own formats which they save the RAW file, provided by camera manufacturers. For example, Nikon's Capture NX2 software, NEF exclusive to Nikon cameras, CR2 for Canon. CR2 is a raw digital file format which was developed by Canon. This file format stores lossless details from the camera sensor without processing the image. CR2 records up to 14 bits of RGB. Canon has been using this format for a long time. That is why it is the most common RAW formats which are available. Digital negative is a publicly available RAW file which are generated by various digital cameras. This format addresses the lack of open standards for RAW files created by individual camera models and ensures that photographers have easy access to their files. Hundreds of software manufacturers such as Apple and Google have developed support for DNG. Many camera manufacturers such as Leica, Casio, Ricoh and Samsung have introduced cameras which provide direct DNG support. Files in RAW format need specialized software to open them, like Photoshop, Lightroom, Capture One, etc. Some specific softwares are an example for this software provided by Nikon. Now that we have understood what is a RAW file format, now let's understand what is a JPEG file format. Why do we need another format considering there are so many benefits that we can get from a RAW file format? Let's understand that. Firstly, the full form of JPEG is Joint Photography Experts Group. The JPEG format is a universal format and the images stored in this format can be opened almost everywhere. This format allows the photograph to be shared and viewed easily. When we take photographs in the JPEG format, the information about the image that passes through the lens is processed by the sensor and compressed. It records only 8 bits of information of the image. So, the JPEG only uses the quarter of your data which the camera captures. This means that the large amount of data actually discarded. Some of that is color data, which is done by reducing the number of colors which are available. There are still a lot of colors in JPEG though. Where you will see the biggest impact is in the highlights and the shadows. Here some detail may be lost. In addition, the camera will add some processing in the picture. The camera manufacturer knows that you want your pictures coming out of the camera looking sharp and colorful. Therefore, they will add some effects like sharpness, contrast and saturation to them at the same time as the JPEG file is created. The picture generally looks little better. That is why most professional photographers always use a RAW format and amateurs use mostly the JPEG format. Once we have processed the RAW file and made the necessary colors and editing, they are saved in JPEG format so that they can be shared with your customer, friend, or put on social media. So you may ask, if there are so many benefits shooting in a RAW format, should we shoot only in RAW format or use a combination of RAW and JPEG? Well, over time, the cost of storage has become much cheaper, and storing a JPEG file on your card in addition to a RAW file does not cost much. So even though you may want to use the RAW files in post-production, the JPEG files can be used to send to someone quickly without having to process them. Personally, I save both formats on my card when I'm shooting. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. And if you want to be notified about my next video, please press the bell icon and please comment. I will be happy to reply to your comments.